time to give everyone a preview of what's happening this week on ipmNation. ipmNation,
Help me.
Sneak Speak, kicking around the week ahead.
Kicking around. Yeah, that's what we're doing. You know what I mean, Matt? We're kicking it around. I'm laughing to myself because I'm thinking, how great would it be, Matt, if I had like a guitar and I actually act like I was playing that opening riff? That's what I was laughing about.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
Yeah, I was going to come on and go, and how do you like, for everyone listening, how do you like my first ever guitar? Is it called a lick or a riff?
Well, it means the same thing.
Hello and welcome to Sneak Speak. Of course, I'm Brian, along as always with Mr. Matt Connarton. Matt, how are you this evening, sir? Let me get clicked over there. There you go, brother.
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
I think good, right? I'm excited about tonight's show. Whenever you say frolic and all kinds of shenanigans and everything else, first thing I have to be honest, I look down to make sure that Lee, Rowley didn't write the post, because it's hard to tell what kind of shenanigans he's going to pull. And
does he like the word frolic?
I don't know if he likes the word frolic, but he sure enjoys the verb.
Okay.
Yeah, because all you could say is that when he's here in studio, he's frolicking, right? So now watch, it'll be some other meeting that I have no idea, and I'll get sued for that. So what are you gonna do? All right, Matt. So as you know, every week we go over like what's cool, what's going on. The website looks fantastic. All the different things going on at ipmNation.com. We'll talk about the top 10 cities. We should talk about the top 5 tracks. We should talk about the shows. But what I like to do, as you know, at this point, is be able to take a sip. So I throw the camera onto your logo, have you talk for a while, and I just stand here and drink. If that's cool with you, right? If that's, a little bit of a sneak speak into what Brian's doing this evening. So take it away, boss.
Well, one of the things that is going to be happening that I posted something about it the other day, looking for a name. And Brian, I think you're one of the people who responded.
I hope I did.
You know, I do my show, Matt Connarton Unleashed,
right?
Which is weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time live, and of course I do that from WMNH 95.3 in Manchester, New Hampshire, where I am.
Right.
But of course we carry it on ipmNation as well.
Sure.
Stream it live on Channel 1. I'm going to be adding, and this is something that I've been kicking around for a long time, and I decided I'm finally going to do it.
All right.
I'm going to have a supplemental show, and we decided on a name. It's going to be called Matt Connarton Totally Unleashed.
Okay.
And what this is going to be, and it's not going to be on a set schedule. It'll be an occasional thing.
Right.
Or it might end up being very often. We'll see.
Okay.
But it'll be, in the evening sometime, not on a set schedule.
Okay.
But there are times on my show when I finish up the 2 hours and I feel like there's more that I needed to say or there's additional things that I needed to cover that I just didn't get to.
Oh, that's a great idea. So it's kind of like when you watch The Walking Dead. It's like the Walking Dead after show party.
Yeah.
That comedian hosts where he brings people. So this is just like you, like maybe an 800 number could be 1-800-YOU-RANT.
Ooh.
Right? So it just gives you a sense of being able to rant or have. Now, will other people be able to join you in this post show? Like, can you take the argument out onto the sidewalk? Right? Like if you have, let's just say, I don't know, let's make up a name, Cellophane Jane or Cellophane John. Right? Just spitballing here, just making up a name. Could you go like, we're going to take this argument out to the parking lot, pal? And then is it that kind of show, or is it you just sitting back with a pipe, your legs crossed in front of a fireplace going, oh, yeah, maybe we'll, I'd like to pontificate further. What do you think? What's it going to be like?
Probably more the latter, except
Really?
I don't own a pipe or a fireplace. But what sometimes happens, and I'll give you an example, Brian. This is something that kind of relates to an appearance that you had made on my show. Do you remember the time that you were on and there was this very spirited discussion between you and the gentleman we call Cellophane John?
I have no, let me just say, Well, I have Cellophane John is a fictitious character in my mind. Yes, of course I do. I couldn't sit down for a week. Right? Of course, yeah. Of course I do.
So that is an example of where I would have liked to have, and I could have done it anyway, but I just didn't.
What,
that
stick
is an
up for me?
example where I would have liked to have gone on later on my own and just kind of given my perspective on exactly what happened there and where things went off the rails and where I think you guys were just not meeting, in terms of opinions and stuff.
Sure.
And, kind of like Howard Stern on Sirius XM, they do, they call it the wrap-up show.
Right.
And Howard's not involved in the wrap-up show. It's just other people from the show.
His minions.
But they'll kind of talk about what happened on the show that day.
Right. Under the guise of their 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But you're the host. How are you gonna juggle that? You're the right? It's like having the after hour show with Howard showing up. How are you gonna how are you gonna pull that off?
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of where the similarity in the concept ends, because basically it'll just be me, and it'll probably just be me at home, opening up the Mac.
Good.
Going out live on Facebook and
now, is that the Big Mac? Like you're going to be having dinner? You're going to open up the Mac like a Big Mac? Like you're going to be doing the show during dinner?
Yes, I will need to eat something,
Yeah,
but
right.
no, but I'll open up the computer and
gotcha.
I'll say, okay, this is Matt Connarton, Totally Unleashed, and here's what I wanted to talk about that I didn't get to on the show today. That's time sensitive. That can't wait for another day, or here's what I didn't get to say on the show today because Cellophane John was on and he wasn't letting me talk.
Yeah, he sucked all the oxygen. Sucked all the oxygen out of the room. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I just, it'll just be kind of a way. I mean, if anything, it's like an extra therapy session for me because, like we said, irreverence cheaper than therapy.
It's cheaper than therapy. You got to be able to finish your point. I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
well, I will. If I could share this little thought with you, someone that I knew very near and dear to my heart a few years back was a psychiatrist, and she would set aside, this person would set aside a certain amount of time on Friday nights, and it always kind of cut into, what we were doing. And I later asked, well, can we reschedule this? Is there something else, right? Because here's something I thought we'd have fun if we hit this. And what it turned out to be, her explanation to me was that psychiatrists, if they're any good, I guess, psychiatrists each and every week have to see a psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of download all the baggage they've been forced to carry. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh. So this show was almost like you going, look, I can't, there's no way I'm going to shoulder all this stuff until we're back on air tomorrow. Right.
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 Yeah.
So you're just letting off some steam so it doesn't cause any, low back damage or any psychological damage. You're just letting off some steam. It sounds like. Okay. I like that. I'll tune in for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you may not schedule it. You say, It may just be that we have to look for like a Facebook Live announcement. Do people have to follow you when they know what's going on? How are you going to schedule it so we know when to tune in?
And I hope people will do that. Please, on Facebook, give the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page a like, and then you'll see the stream pop up, because you'll never know when I'm going to be on for Matt Connarton Totally Unleashed.
Right. Well, let me say this, kind of in the same vein, because, you suggested the other day you may want to talk a little more about what you do and that kind of thing. But if I might take a moment to encourage people as far as Facebook likes goes, Matt, I'd like to encourage people, especially over on my friends page, to continue to unlike me. Because when you get to 5,000, you meet really cool people. You can't invite anyone else to be friends. So every night I go to sleep going, look, what's the chances of you and I hanging out? If you, unfriend me on Facebook, we don't have a lot in common. This is just what I'm thinking. But here's the great thing about my plea to have people unfriend me over on Facebook is that frees up room for people I really dig.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so that's my plea. Matt's asking you to like Matt Connarton Unleashed, and I'm asking you to go away, right? I'm just saying, hey, look, do me a favor. If you're going to unlike me, what are you waiting for? Come on, the dance is over. We're not going to get along. If you're like, oh, man, I got to only break down the day. The ship's already sailed, brother. Let's just go, baby. Let's go, baby. It's over. It's done. Cue the singing, right? That's your Dear John or Dear Jane letter, whatever it is, right? So just do yourself do us both a favor, unfriend me, and I should tell you this, Matt. Another cool thing that I've taken to of late is that in my emails, like if I'm bored and I'm sitting somewhere and I'm ready to go, and I'm playing on my phone. I love unsubscribing now. Any email that I get from all of these experts, right? They want to sell you a class or here's my favorite term, a mastermind. Guess because the term masturbation was already taken. But, right, they come up with these mastermind groups and everything else, and they go, only 2 slots left. Or buy before midnight tonight. Or we're closing the doors at 7. Or, hey, this is the absolute last time. Anytime someone threatens me with a clock running out, unsubscribe.
Yeah.
My email has been cut in half just since the beginning of the year.
Bet.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's only 7 slots left. Okay, you're out. Yeah. No. Right? So those 2 things, I'm having the time of my life. I look for emails now and go, come on, you're waiting. I know you want to send me that email that says this fear of missing out, that all these brainiacs, right, that they go, oh, no, human beings don't like to miss out. FOMO, yeah. FOMO, right? So I'm just waiting for the FOMO pitch, and I go, okay, there you go, unsubscribe. Oh, why are you leaving us? And if they let you leave a comment, and I go, because you're a jackass. That's why I'm leaving you. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to derail the whole thing.
That's okay. I didn't even know that term, FOMO, until I watched the 2 documentaries about the Fire Festival.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen those.
No,
one's on Hulu and one's on Netflix. It was that. Are you familiar with that? It was that big scam.
No.
It was this big music festival that was supposed to be happening in the Bahamas, and it turned out to be a big scam.
And all the supermodels now are being subpoenaed to testify. Did I see that?
Oh, yeah. That's
okay, that
the
one. Yeah, I'm on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in watching those, that's where I learned that term for the first time, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out,
in terms of social marketing, social media marketing, and how you create a sense of urgency in people to buy your product or your service or whatever it is.
Yeah, but there's so much a fan of yours. They want you to get in before there's so much a fan, they'll play you like a puppet. Right? This whole psychology of how to get people to commit. Oh, yeah, they've got nothing but your best interest at heart. Oh, right. So let me say hello, Candace. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here on Sneak Speaks. Wayne, thank you very much. Jenny, thank you for joining us. Nice to see you hanging out with us here. We're talking, of course, to Matt Connarton, as Lee Rowley calls him from sales or copy branding, as Lee Rowley calls him, the Emperor. So it's nice to be able, and let's hope that the Emperor has some clothes. Where it's nice to be hanging out with.
Well, it is winter. So,
it is
right.
Well, that's why doing the show in August with you is scary. Right. Like if it's going to be warm and humid, I'm like, yeah, why don't we just stick to a call-in? I think that would work out best. All right, so we sufficiently got a plug-in for you to have people like you on Facebook. We sufficiently enticed people to please unlike me. And I know drove is a little pushy word, but please feel free to unlike me in droves. And then we covered the whole thing about fear of missing out. Matt is a trip, Candace. Yes, he is a trip. All right.
Well, thank you, Candace. I do sometimes see Candace in the Facebook live chat during my program. So
yeah, she's great.
She's been on a trip or 2 with me.
Very cool. All right, brother. So I promised, right, which is foolish to listen to anything I say, I guess, but I promised we'd do the top 10 cities, what's happening on ipmNation, this and that. What's, any big deals, sign anybody lately, anything coming down the pipe we all need to know about, that kind of thing. So why don't you take it away and give us a rip?
Oh, okay. Well, I talked about, I talked about my show. Boy, what else is there other than that? No, I'm kidding. No, we've always got more more stuff coming, but I'm not sure at the moment what I can really say.
Okay, good enough. Then we'll leave it go. So let's go to the top. What do we got? The top 5 tracks. Is that something that we do now? Because like for musicians, they're all like, oh, I can mention today I got my Spotify. You know, thanks to you, Matt, and to Jenny, I'm on Spotify and iHeart and all these other places. But I'm on Spotify, so I got my Spotify linked to my Instagram account.
Excellent.
Well, I kind of thought so. It took a little bit of effort, like going to Spotify and Googling, how do you link your Spotify to your Instagram? But other than that, it took a little bit of heavy lifting. But I got that done today over on Instagram. So that's good news. But okay, so let's talk about the top tracks. What's everyone listening to? What's everyone that I don't know the difference between a lick and a riff? Right? I'm not the guy to be talking about music. You are. So what are we doing?
Yeah, well, if you look at our top 5 tracks currently on ipmNation on the right on the ipmNation homepage, kind of toward the bottom, you can see number 1. We have this gentleman Randy Massinio, who's a New Hampshire guy. He has a track called "Don't Tread on Me," and he's really good. He's kind of Americana, he plays acoustic guitar. Really, really good songwriter.
Oh wow!
I interviewed him years ago. But great guy. Really good person.
Cool.
Wherever
did he come up with that? Don't tread on me. That's just crafty copywriting. I don't know how. That's just a term that you're like, wow. How did someone come up with that? I mean, you'd think, don't tread on me. They would have like flags, right? They'd, right? You'd be just like, wow, that's a really, you'd be like societies, groups, Facebook pages and everything. Yeah, anyone would think. I don't know. I mean, just saying, right? We can get Lee on the phone. He's a copywriter. I'm sorry. Oh, and let me apologize in advance to your friend, whoever he is. He and I will never speak.
No, quite all right.
All right, cool.
So we also have Slicko is on there with a track called Lauren. Slicko has a show on ipmNation called Slicko's World, and I've known Slicko for probably about 12 years now.
All right, cool.
And that song Lauren is about his stalker. He had a stalker named Lauren.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, when you're a big celebrity like Slicko, you get stalkers.
Well, listen, if you got a name like Slicko, you get stalkers.
That's right.
I'm just saying, right?
That's right.
If you're going to go Slicko, a stalker's like, wow, Slicko. Yeah, that's someone I want to harass. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got that going on. Another person's never going to speak to me.
We also have Reckless with a track called Sour Apple. He's another hip-hop guy. He's from New Hampshire.
All right.
There's a band called Haymaker with a song called Mud Pony, which is really good.
Okay.
And then rounding out the top 5, Synthetic Killing Unit has a song called Worthless. And Synthetic Killing Unit is an interesting project because they have this whole concept.
Right.
The Synthetic Killing Unit is what it's supposed to be is this sort of this paramilitary group that goes around and confronts these killer robots. It's this whole sci-fi concept.
Oh, wow.
So there's these killer robots that have taken over the planet,
right?
And the Synthetic Killing Unit goes and kills the killer robots. The robots are synthetic beings, so this is a Synthetic Killing Unit.
Well, when he gets ready, Matt, to just hear me out about this for a second.
Yeah.
When he gets ready to do the sequel, I tend to find myself, given some of the headlines in the news today, some of the things that you see happening, some of the things that you seem to be going on, I tend to root for the killer robots, right? I tend to root for the meteorite, right? Because you go, we just can't keep treating people this way. So I think we have a show where people like, oh, yeah, man, that's somebody that needs a gang of killer robots going after them.
Sure.
Right? I mean, just you pick your favorite headline. Head over to head over to wherever you get your news, right? Go over to HuffPost.
Yeah.
If HuffPost is still alive. I saw something the other day where it says Huffington Post is going under or having a hard time or something.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, I guess all this online media stuff, if you're not the Drudge Report, I guess you're hurting. So I'm told. But I say he should do a sequel, and that sequel is about killer robots going after stupid human beings. Yeah, you'd never be at a loss for writing material.
Yeah. Well, it's not even a particularly. I mean, it sounds very sci-fi and futuristic, but there are some who say that AI, artificial intelligence, is what is ultimately going to destroy all of us.
Could very well be.
You know. Yeah.
Could very well be. And I guess what just happens to me is when I see some of the ways that we treat each other, it makes you root for that.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. All right, so let me ask you a question. Candace says, I think recent rumors are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Is that on is that a band? Is it a song? Is it did she mean to spell rumors?
No. Yeah, recent rumors. They are a band from Texas.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Candace.
I recently did a phone interview with them on Matt Connarton Unleashed. Great band.
Okay.
They've got a new single called "Blow Me Away," which we currently have in rotation on ipmNation. Yeah, they're great. Really great guys. Great band. Very professional. Great sound.
Okay.
Very radio friendly. So yeah, you should check them out.
Thank you, Candace. See, Candace does listen. Thank you, Candace, very much. Right. We should send her an ipmNation coffee mug or a tea. Right. We should. There's some kind of swag should go out from Candace because she's right. She thinks recent rumors are cool. So thank you, Candace, very much. All right, Matt, what else we got going on, brother? Oh, so top 10 cities. Let's get through those since we promised we would. We got about 10 minutes left in this evening's episode. What's our geographic reach looking like?
Well, you know what's interesting is Manchester, New Hampshire is now the third city. You know, we rate the top 10 cities in terms of, we look at web traffic to see where our listeners and our viewers on the website are coming from. And for a very long time, Manchester, New Hampshire was always number one.
Wow.
Because, that's where we're from. That's our home base. That's where I originally started ipmNation and started promoting it locally before it became this big national thing.
Sure. International, let me just say, like Peyton Manning in that Super Bowl commercial, it's not a Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl champion. So not just national, it's international.
That's right. We are a global phenomenon.
Global phenomenon, that's what I'm saying.
But it's actually, in a way, so from my perspective, it's actually kind of fun to see Manchester, New Hampshire sort of slide down the top 10 because it means that we're really doing well in these other cities. New York City continues to be our number one city and has been for a while. So we're getting a lot of traffic out of there. And then Boston is currently our number two city, and then Manchester is third.
Wow, very cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I just figured something. Can I take another sidecar for a minute?
Yeah, please.
There's a little bit of a high-pitched ring, and I just learned on the board what knob to keep your volume up but lose that high-pitched kind of digital ring. Look at me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So,
look at you.
I know, right? All right, so what do we do? Top 10, top 5? What are the cities? What are we doing?
Yeah, so top 10, so we got New York and then Boston and then Manchester.
Ooh, okay.
And then fourth is Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw, that seem to have a lot of people there tuning in because Saginaw has been in the top 5 of the top 10 for quite a while.
Wayne's from Saginaw or from that area, I think.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah. Number 5 is Columbus. Number 6 is Orlando, Florida.
Thank you, Kelly. By the way, Kelly helps.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she lives in Columbus.
7 is Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Ooh.
So hopefully we're keeping some folks warm there.
Warm there, yeah. You can hear wolves howl in suburbs of Minneapolis,
Is that really for real?
Sure. Well, it's not quite Ely, Minnesota, but it's. I like it up there. I like it a lot up in that part of the country. All right. What else we got going on?
Well, you like extreme weather.
I do. But do you know what I like about it?
What?
No humans.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I really am antisocial, I'm beginning to believe. Right? People say, what would you love the most about, Death Valley at 130 some odd degrees? No humans. What'd you love about Yellowstone at 40 below? No humans.
Wow.
Right? What'd you love about the Everglades when the mosquito bite rate was in excess of 400 a minute? What'd you like about that? No humans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'd rather be around mosquitoes. I mean, I'd rather be around humans than mosquitoes, though, wouldn't you?
Yo, man. Well, the mosquitoes were bad. And you know what? I'll bring that audio in. I just looked to see if I have it. I don't, but I'll bring the audio in. I taped a microphone to a headlamp and on a ski pole managed to get it just outside of my tent. And when you hear the audio of what the bite rate of 400 bites a minute based on those mosquitoes, when you hear what that sounds like, it's the creepiest thing I've ever experienced.
Wow.
And when I play it again, man, it's just like, whoa, it just makes your skin crawl. So maybe that's why I don't have it loaded in here, but I'll bring that for next week, just right, so we can drive away the 3 people we have listening. You go, yeah, well, they were tipping the scales there until Brian had to play that damn mosquito music. All right, brother, I'm sorry.
Right.
We got down to Columbus. I think we talked about Columbus. We talked about, so who rounds out the top 10?
So number 7 is Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, that's only 3 hours for me. I like Indianapolis.
Yeah. Then number 9 is Springfield, Massachusetts.
Wow, that's up. Is that up in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah,
Sort of?
I mean, Springfield's more sort of western Mass. But and then number 10, we got San Francisco, California. I've seen San Francisco pop in and out of the top 10. So
Very
nice. A lot of folks there who tune in.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So in a little bit of self-aggrandizement for the two of us, right? But only because I promised. Why don't we get to the top 10 shows here on IPM Nation this week?
Well, let's see. Number 1 is this all-natural being thing.
Yeah, I know. Pain in the butt. All right. Wait till you see this, though. Through the magic of television, wait till you see this pop up in your interface. Oh, man, am I that far behind? Okay, so number 1, that's what we should do, Matt, for the show is get the actual logo so I can load them in. So as you say them, people get to see, there you go. See, there's number 1, all-natural being. All right, drum roll. I can do a drum roll. Watch this. Yeah, you know what, Matt? Can I talk to you about getting a drum roll soundtrack, please? But with an actual... an end of the riff. This thing goes on for 13 seconds and no end of the riff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It just goes on and on and on. Okay, number 2.
Number 2 is The Morning Show with Peter White.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3 is Matt Connarton Unleashed.
Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, da. See, there's your logo right up there. Okay.
Very well played, sir.
Thank you.
Nice.
Well, no, I screwed that up too. I should have had the morning thing logo there, but that would have been better. All right, and number 4. Yeah, right. Oh, well.
Number 4 is Granite State of Mind.
Ooh. I like that.
Yep, it's a great show that focuses on New Hampshire music.
Oh.
Let's see. Number 5, we have the comedy stylings of Rob and Slim.
Rob and Slim, very good.
Yeah.
Second in the polling
6
to have a stalker, by the way, Slicko is number 1. Rob and Slim would be the second thing to, not that I'm wishing evil on anybody, but Rob and Slim, I've always thought that was a pretty cool name.
Yes, definitely. Number 6, we have a Hustle Report.
Okay.
Let's see. Number 7 is Thinking Re-Envisioned. I think you might know that gentleman.
Wow. The incomparable Henry Noel still cracking the top 10. He's writing a book.
Yeah. I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard.
Book. That's why he's taking a little sabbatical, little break, hiatus.
Yeah. People are still checking out his
you go.
archives. Though,
Wayne, if you're listening, you got to let them know. We will for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Number 8 is the Ambrose Kirkland Show.
Okay.
And Ambrose hasn't gone live in a while, but people are still checking out his archive. Number 9 is Local Outbreak, which is another show that I do.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Great.
Yeah. Yep. That's my show. I focus on New Hampshire music with that. And at number 10, it's another hip-hop show called The Lendy Experience.
Ooh.
And he is live on Monday mornings at 10 a.m.
Wow.
on IPM Nation 2.
Wow.
team. Yeah.
Well, Matt, you should know,
He does a
Candace
great
says,
show.
Matt, what time and days are you on? And then we got to get ready to, believe it or not, it's already been a half hour. So, Matt, go ahead. Let us know how people can get a hold of you and listen to you. And then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Connarton Unleashed is weekdays 4 to 6 Eastern Time. You can listen on ipmNation 1 at ipmNation.com/live1, or you can stream it on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. And if you happen to be in Manchester, New Hampshire, you can listen on WMNH 95.3.
Fantastic. Now, I imagine, though, too, it's just easier to go to ipmNation.com to get you there because they can listen to that show all over the world, like I said earlier.
That's right.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here so I can somewhat say that we stick to a timeline. So let me go ahead and pull up our close. Thank you so very much, Matt. As always, next week, we're working on a pretty big guest, I would say, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll have that. Someone that's got a show on. And but I will let you run, Matt. Thank you, as always. Everybody listening to you're more than welcome, brother. Everyone listening, thank you so very much for hanging out for yet another episode of Sneak Speak. Wait till you hear this great outro music. Yeah, I did the drum solo on this too, Matt.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, be that word true. All right, brother, we're out. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Farewell.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Sneak Speak.